All right, what's up, everyone? This is a new episode of Sports Harder coming at you live on our normal Wednesday night. We're here, we're back better than ever, ready to rumble in the jungle. I am your host, as always, Maddie Lukewarm Ice. And as always, my co host is Chris the Gorilla Binder.
What's up? Should I do the Hulk Hogan?
The,
That's what I was gonna do.
That looks dirty.
Dang it.
And then, as always, we always appreciate La America joining us here this evening. How's it going there, Larry? Yeah, you got
That the guy who says, "Do you smell what the Hulkster's cooking?" That's him, right?
No,
You should just do the yes movement.
that's The Rock.
I don't know what this is, dude. I don't
That's
watch.
Daniel Bryan.
Daniel
Yes,
Bryan, that's
yes,
the yes movement.
Yes.
I know this,
yes.
guys. I don't watch wrestling.
Neither do
I
I.
do.
Like 10 years.
I do. I love wrestling.
I've watched like one or two episodes in the past 10 years.
Does Jeff Hardy still wrestle?
Yeah, he does.
What about Rob Van Dam?
I think he does, but not anything that's like the mainstream stuff. You know,
He
like he's not like on TV anymore.
He did ECW for a little bit, and then he just does like local shit in his neighborhood now, or in his area now. He doesn't do a lot mainstream stuff.
Nope. Alrighty, well, we're excited to be able to talk some NFL. We're probably going to keep it a little short. Chris showing off the belt as always, and gonna show Chris's award here that he gets for picking the NFL picks of the week when we had it for the regular season.
Get that Dundee.
He gets this pop, and he gets to hold it and cherish it until next year when I claim it. See, and like all the other years that I beat you, we don't have the award. And the first time we do the award, you win it. Like I think that's a little sketchy, if you
because
ask me.
we never did an award. We always had a pop bet. And I
That's
always had to buy you a damn pop. Like for the last 3 years, I've had to buy you a damn pop.
That is true. I like having the award though. That'll be good. I can sit like right here, like right in front of the screen, and just be like, "Hey, remember, like, you know, I I got it for this year." So,
hey, remember that time I beat you by 1 point?
Oh my gosh! All they had to do was tie. They just had to take the tie, but no, the Raiders had to be dicks and freaking kick a field goal.
Brought it upon themselves, dude. Brought it upon themselves.
Yep.
But,
Should have taken that time out, man.
I know. But we got exciting. I think one of the most exciting divisional rounds in NFL football that I've seen in a really long time. Let's start off with the first game, which was the Bengals and the Titans. I should have asked you, Larry, and I apologize. I should have asked you. You thought I was going to win these games when we did our picks, but and so I apologize. That was my bad. But me and Chris picked the Bengals to win that game. I don't think we picked them to be that close. But I think they said it was only like the third time in NFL history that a game had been decided by an interception with only like 20 seconds left on the clock. I guess what surprised you in this game, what didn't surprise you, since Larry missed out last time. We'll start with Larry and how he thought about the Bengals-Titans game.
Who won? The Bengals, right?
Larry, you're killing me.
Dude, all I gotta say is who day? I mean, I personally didn't think that Tennessee deserved to be where they were. They found a way to win games. I mean, that's just what they've been doing the last couple of years. It was cool seeing, King Henry back on the field. There's just something special, though, about Burrow and Jamar Chase. I mean, they shut down Chase for a lot of the game, and they were making other people on Cincinnati catch the ball. And that's exactly what happened. I mean, you forced it out of Jamar Chase's hands, but when it came down to it, I mean, who gets the ball? I mean, you're going to number one. It's just how it is. I don't know if I would have picked Cincinnati to win that game. I don't really know very many people who would have picked Cincinnati to win that game. You guys did, both of you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I don't know. I don't know why I wouldn't have because of how well they've been playing. I'm happy they won though, to be honest. I don't know why. I just can't stand the Titans. Can't.
So, Chris, Joe Burrow getting sacked 9 times in that game, and they still find a way to win. What does it say about Joe Burrow and kind of second year, and he's hanging in there and leading the team to their I think it's second time that they've ever been to an AFC Championship game. So yeah, I was gonna say yeah, it's been like 30 years. So and they've never won a road playoff game. That was the first time they've ever won a road playoff game. But yeah, just Joe Burrow getting sacked 9 times. What do you think?
Macaulay Culkin's got game, man. Like, he really does. Like he's got heart. He popped up every single time, no matter how hard that hit was, and he took a couple pretty hard hits. Titans defense really, like, that was I want to say, like, every single game this last weekend was a huge defensive struggle. Like, defenses balled out. All of them did. It was kind of cool to watch. Like, yeah, there was some offensive explosions, but nobody got blown out. It was all defense. But yeah, watching how the Titans defense managed it, I'm really surprised that the Bengals got out with the win. The way the Titans were playing it, what surprised me was the Bengals defense. They haven't been like a top 10 defense all year. They've been okay. They've been in the mediocre range, but like, they shut down Ryan Tannehill. They shut down Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry had like
3 interceptions in the game for Tannehill.
Yeah, he had 3 interceptions, the one that sealed the game at the end, and then Derrick Henry had less than 80 yards rushing. Like, yeah, of course he got his touchdown, but he had less than 80 yards rushing. Like, that's unheard of for Derrick Henry. Like, that dude just mows people over, and they were double teaming. Like, every time Henry got the ball, like, the entire Bengals defense was converging on Derrick Henry. And I'm gonna give it up to, I think his name's Hendrickson, that defensive end. That dude looks like it. Like, the thing that I'm seeing with the Bengals is all their players, when they take their helmets off, they all got baby faces. Like, Hendrickson has a baby face, but that dude is a monster. Like, he's definitely been overlooked for, like, how good he really is.
Yeah, and they brought him in this offseason because of his playoff experience with other teams that he's been on that have gone to the playoffs, and that's coming in handy. Like you said, he's been a beast so far for them in the playoffs. Got that strip sack fumble against the Raiders when they were playing you guys, and putting the pressure on Tannehill, making him throw 3 interceptions. So, Bengals, I think they're kind of like the Eagles when they won the Super Bowl. They just like the underdog mentality, like, doubt us, like, keep doubting us, and we're gonna ride it all the way to the Super Bowl potentially. So I think that team has a lot of same comparisons to the Eagles when they went all the way. So they can be pretty scary going the rest of the way. So the other game that was later that day was the 49ers and the Packers. And the Packers coming out strong, very first drive, they take it down the field and score a touchdown. And they basically just like run it down the 49ers' throats, It was kind of surprising. And I was like, man, if it's going to start off this way, this game is going to get out of hand very quickly. And then out of nowhere, kind of just everything stalled. And as much as maybe Aaron Rodgers wants to put it on special teams, like, oh, the ball wasn't in my hands, so it wasn't my fault. But he had plenty of chances to drive down the field and score a touchdown, and he couldn't do it. He couldn't produce. Like, they had the ball with like 3 minutes left, and on like third and whatever it was, like, he bombs it to Devontae Adams and completely misses him. Devontae Adams being double teamed, and then the 49ers get the ball back. of course, they put a couple plays together with their top people, Kittle and Debo, and they get in field goal range, kick it through, boom, done. 49ers somehow win a playoff game without scoring a single offensive touchdown. Like, that still just blows my mind that they were able to beat the Packers in Lambeau without scoring a single offensive touchdown. Their only touchdown came off of a blocked punt. So I guess what are the takeaways with this? I want to get everyone's opinions on Aaron Rodgers' future, kind of his legacy with the Packers if he is done. We'll start with Chris this time since we started with Larry last time.
He's done. I'll just leave it at that. He's done with the Packers. He's already said where he wants to go, and I don't like it. Larry will love it. He wants to go to the Broncos. And Devontae Adams said he will either follow Aaron Rodgers to the Broncos, or he will go play with Derek Carr and the Raiders. Those are the only two options that he wants to play in.
I said that a couple weeks ago. Both, nah. What's happening now?
Yeah. It ain't happening yet, buddy. Not yet. Don't get your hopes up. If it happens, I could see them like catapulting to the top of the league, top of the division, honestly. Maybe second place behind the Chiefs because the Chiefs are still ungodly. Anyway, that game, Aaron Rodgers did march down the field. Aaron Rodgers also got sacked quite a few times. Nick Bosa was in his face all night long. Like, it was the Lionel Richie song, man. Like, it was bad. But Aaron Rodgers still made some damn good plays. He still hit, that 50-yard pass to Aaron Jones where Aaron Jones was wide open, like blown coverage. You know, Aaron Jones could have ran that in for the touchdown, but no, like he got caught. Like, it wasn't just on Aaron Rodgers. Like,
did they get any points out of that drive, though?
They got a field goal.
No, it got blocked.
No,
not that one.
No, that was a different play. This was in the third quarter. It was in the third quarter. So, in the half, they got a field goal blocked. That was Mason Crosby's first block all season. For the punt, that was the first punt that was blocked for the Packers all season. So, who showed up to ball out, honestly, was special teams for the 49ers. Like, special teams won that game. Because if they had not blocked that field goal, it would have been tied at the end. If they hadn't blocked the punt, they would have lost. Because that, again, was a major defensive game. Like, yeah, the Packers marched down on the first drive, but then both defenses shut down the offenses. Like, they'd let them push a little on the field, but they wouldn't get to where they could score a touchdown. Like, both defenses bent, but never broke. And it was great to watch. Like, I love watching a defense. I played defense when I played football, you know. I love watching defensive struggles. I hate watching 58-point games where, like, the quarterback goes off for 7 touchdowns and the running back has 4, you know. It's just dumb to me. Like, it's fun to watch because you're watching all these electric plays and stuff, but I'd rather watch a defense shut down an offense, especially a high-powered offense like the Packers. And then the Packers turning around their defense, shutting down the 49ers offense. Like, Jimmy Garoppolo's shit, but Deebo Samuel's a monster. You know, and he's actually the one on the offense that helped march them down the field to get there. Like, Kittle had a couple passes that we caught, but he didn't really do much with them. It was Deebo, like, rushing the ball. Like, that dude just couldn't be stopped. He averaged 10.2 yards a carry that game. Like, that's insane to me. He's a wide receiver, not a running back.
Yeah, definitely agree with that. Like I said, I think Debo and Kittle, their big names on offense, stepped up at the end for that big drive, especially Debo, because second place to Cooper Kupp for yards after catch. So, I mean, that's saying something. He's going to get the ball and he's going to get you the yards. And he likes having the ball in his hands when it's needed. So Larry obviously kind of chimed in a little bit about Aaron Rodgers. He's crossing his fingers, but do you think he is done, or You think your fantasy that you dream about at night is gonna come true?
Here's the big thing, and this is kind of my hot take on it. Everybody talks crap on Tony Romo, right? Could never handle a big game.
Yeah.
Nobody says that about Aaron Rodgers.
Because he actually won one. Against Big Ben and the Steelers, nonetheless.
Whoop-de-doo, dude. Aaron Rodgers, in my opinion, is just like Tony Romo. They are on, not even just on paper. During the regular season, you will not find a better quarterback in the NFL. Aaron Rodgers is arguably the greatest regular season quarterback of all time. He's not a playoff caliber quarterback. He's 0-4 to the Niners. He said the Niners will regret their decision by not taking me. He has never beat the Niners in the playoffs. He's 0-4. He's won one Super Bowl, hasn't done anything since then. Playoffs, that's cool. You win your division. What does that give for you? So would I like to see Aaron Rodgers come to Denver? Obviously, who wouldn't? I could have a winning season. I could actually maybe make the playoffs. But what then? What are you going to get me after that? If you can't win in the playoffs in the NFC, which has been very strong as of late, what makes you think you can beat Kansas City? 3 times. I mean, there's a potential you have to play them 3 times. Look at the Niners and the Rams. I mean, they're going to play for the 3rd time this year. Can the Niners pull it off? I don't fucking know. But it's going to be crazy to see the whole Aaron Rodgers drama unveil because of what's happening. I think he's done with Green Bay. Maybe not necessarily with football. They're saying right now that Nathaniel Hackett is the front runner and the favorite to win Denver's head coaching job, which I'd take him over Dan Quinn. So they said, I mean, Devontae said too, if Nathaniel Hackett comes to Denver, there's just more leverage and stuff to bring Aaron Rodgers in. Aaron Rodgers would have arguably the best running offense he's ever had. I know he's had some big name backs, but I'm consistently good. He would have probably the best wide receiving core he's ever had, and a consistent defense. So I mean, who knows what's going to happen? I would like to see him play football. Obviously, I'd like to see 12 on Denver. Who wouldn't want 12 on their team? I mean, that'd just be dumb to say no. But I'm actually kind of loving his no fucks attitude. I thoroughly enjoy that. He's just kind of given up, and I think a lot of it is because of what's happening with him in Green Bay. So I hope he leaves and retire if you must, but I don't know if coming to Denver is the right decision for either one of them, to be honest, at the end of the day. So it's a quick fix, basically. Lipstick on a pig with Rodgers coming into Denver.
It's a short-term fix, too.
Yeah, I mean, they did it with Peyton. It was great.
He's 38. He's 38 years old.
Yeah, I mean, you brought in Peyton, 5 years with Peyton, 2 Super Bowl appearances, 1 blowout, 1 win. Can Rodgers do the same thing with how high-powered our division is right now? I mean, when you really think, I would make the case that our division is one of the hardest and strongest divisions in the football. Not necessarily record-wise, but games. But I think you got the Chargers who are playing great. You got obviously Kansas City, but I mean, there's really no hard teams in the AFC right now for Rodgers to compete against. The NFC, he's got all the big-name quarterbacks there. So might make more sense for him to come over, but who
My prediction, he goes to the Bears. No, I'm kidding.
Oh man. They trade him for Justin Fields. Oh. Or Nick Foles. They trade him for Nick Foles. That's how it's gonna play out.
Speaking of Nick Foles, I brought this up earlier. It was a funny little candid thing. Nick Foles has the same amount of Super Bowl wins, Super Bowl MVPs, and NFC championships as Aaron Rodgers.
And where does Nick Foles rank against good quarterbacks? That's the problem.
I think Nick Foles is actually a good quarterback. Like, I'm not going to lie. The dude knows how to run a game. He threw for 7 touchdowns in a game once as a starter for the Eagles. Like, the guy knows how to play football. He just doesn't want to play for the Bears. He got traded to the Bears by the Jacksonville Jaguars. He wanted to play for Jacksonville, but he got hurt.
Yeah.
He actually wanted to be there, and then they just traded him to the Bears. Like, he doesn't want to play for the Bears. That's why he played like crap.
Nobody wants to play for the Bears.
But I will say, in the time that he was in for the Bears, the games that he started, he definitely looked better than Justin Fields and Andy Dalton. I think he did. But they still wanted the big name Justin Fields.
Yeah. No, that's true.
But that's what I'm saying is I agree with you. I think Nick Foles is better than he's a very underrated quarterback. But when you think of top quarterbacks in the NFL,
you don't think Nick Foles
is nowhere in the conversation. But he's done just as good as these other guys. I mean, he's got a ring. He actually not only does he have a ring, he beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. How many quarterbacks could say they've done that? Just two.
Eli Manning and Nick Foles.
And both of them out of the NFC East, where the Cowboys can't succeed.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
he lost to a team with an 8-8 record. I don't know what else you need to say. But it's going to be a crazy offseason this year. I think there's going to be. I mean, there was Sean Payton stepping down. I mean, massive for the Saints. I mean, he's talking. I want to go to TV. I've been talking with Drew. Whatever. There's I think 10 vacancies right now for head coaches in the NFL right now. There's 10 openings. Like it's about to be a circus. Like, honestly, I think it's going to be a circus in the NFL this offseason.
Yeah, and especially every year it always seems like there's a QB carousel. We kind of talked about it last time on the podcast. You know, Russell Wilson, he could be going elsewhere. Aaron Rodgers could be going elsewhere. Just a lot of different quarterbacks could be moving around.
I just want to throw this out there. So Mark Davis came out and said he was going to pursue Russell Wilson. Could you imagine Justin Herbert, Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, and Patrick Mahomes all in the same division?
That would change things a lot for that division, that's for sure.
That would make our division so much harder.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely would.
My team will probably suck.
So that was the Saturday games. So moving on to the Sunday games, the first game was the Rams versus the Bucks, and the game started off as like a blowout. The Rams, getting that big lead, and then started, shooting ourselves in the foot left and right, with having 4 total fumbles in the game to give the Bucks a chance to come back for Tom Brady to do his Tom Brady thing. And then the Rams were just like, hey, we got 30 seconds left. Let's show why we went out and got Matthew Stafford. Let's go out and show why Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp connection is the best in the NFL this year. And he hit one pass that got like 20 yards or something like that was the first pass, and Cooper Kupp got out of bounds. And then the second play, the Bucks, and don't ask me why the Bucks did this. They did an all-out blitz, like zero blitz, where they sent everyone, which left Cooper Kupp one-on-one with someone, and Cooper Kupp just took off. And I saw this meme that someone posted after it happened, and basically it was Matthew Stafford like throwing the ball, and then a little caption that said, well, Cooper Kupp is somewhere out there.
Oh, they stole that from the Raiders.
Yeah.
They stole that from Aaron Rodgers.
No, they stole that from the Raiders because Derek Carr this year, like, there's a meme of him throwing the ball up, and he's like, Renfro's down there somewhere.
So
I feel like the meme sits with Matthew Stafford because it was Calvin Johnson's down there somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So, Cooper Kupp catching like a freaking 50-yard pass, setting him up for a field goal. Matt Gay, former Buck, by the way, gets to send the Rams. Yeah, gets to send the Rams to the NFC Championship round with a field goal in his former stadium.
Matt Gay also former U of U.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
He's a kicker for the U of U.
There you go. So, that game, obviously, we can't have 4 fumbles. That's kind of a given. I know I'm sure you guys are going to point that out when you break down the game as well. One thing I want to point out, and this has always been my thing, and sorry, it's repetitive, but, we do our hashtag Cooper Kupp for MVP. And one of the announcers in the game, after he caught that deep pass for the game-winning field goal was like, if Cooper Kupp doesn't get like top 5 in votes for MVP, it's a crime. Top 5? Like, what in the? So they're saying if he gets number 5 in MVP votes, that would be good. That who cares if you're ranked 5th? Like, no one knows the top 5 of MVPs. They only know who won the MVP. And there's no reason why he shouldn't be top 2 or at least the MVP in the league. So just throwing that out there, that I still think it's nuts that sports analysts are still saying, well, he should at least be top 5. And I just think it's crazy just because he's a wide receiver that they if you're gonna do that, if the MVP is a quarterback award, then make it the most valuable quarterback. Change the name of it and just give it to the best quarterback in the league every year. Just give it to whoever they feel is the best quarterback. Just give it to him. It's kind of ridiculous they can't call it MVP anymore, I feel like. But that's my little soapbox rant. We can go to Larry now. You can comment on some of the stuff I said maybe and kind of just break down the game a little bit of how you felt it went.
Yeah, so I wasn't on last week's podcast the week before when I was saying if LA plays this way against Tampa, they would lose. If the LA played this way in the playoffs, they would lose. Mainly because they did the Niners. They were up and they just kind of just went stagnant. I was very impressed with the way they handled the game. And to your point about Cooper Kupp and what the NFL analysts are saying, you should know by now that the analysts don't like the Rams. The Rams are not. It don't matter how you guys can go. You guys can have a perfect season. What is it? 18 games or 20 games in a season if you go to the Super Bowl? What, 20-0?
21 now.
21-0.
It'd be 20-0. Yeah.
You would never get the clout you deserve. That's just how it is. The every time the Rams are winning games, they find some reason to knock them. Cooper Kupp is a very valuable part of the Rams offense. You know, a lot of it comes down is why isn't Matthew Stafford getting a lot of talk? Would Cooper Kupp put these numbers up with Jared Goff? Just throwing that out there. But I agree that I do believe he should be the MVP simply for what he has done. You know, even like he's like Deebo Samuel. Without these receivers, your teams wouldn't be winning. The Rams going into this game against the Niners for the third time is a very, very crucial game simply because it's your third time. Your last game you played up, you blew a gigantic lead and lost. And now you're playing for, you know, arguably the biggest game of the season. I mean, I know the Super Bowl is, but this is a huge game for Rams fans. You just spent so much money on this season that basically it's Super Bowl or bust. I mean, you got all this money for Von Miller. You got, you know, the people you're bringing in, your trades, your draft picks are gone. Brady, a lot of people, what's funny is, so I was up shopping at the Traverse Mountains. I walked into the Black Clover store, and the guy had the game on. So I missed a lot of the game. Last time I seen the Rams when it was like 21-0, 23-0. Walk in and Brady just marched the Bucs down the field to score. And there's like 47 seconds left, no timeouts. And I was just, you know, that's a lot of time. A minute on the clock is a lot of time for these quarterbacks. It is. And the fact that to watch Matthew Stafford break down the defense the way he did on 2 passes was just incredible. But this week, I'm going to say it again. If the Rams do not close out teams when you get these big leads, go up 50-0, win 100-0. Nobody cares. Go up, blow them out of the water, show why you deserve to be in the Super Bowl, and possibly win. I think this is going to be I can't stress it, this is a huge game for LA. And if you don't win, what happens? What do you do if you guys lose this game? If you lose 3 straight games in a season to the Niners, what do you do?
It would be 7 straight overall, too, if we lose again.
Yep.
But you have no draft capital. You have nothing to look forward to in an offseason if you lose. You have nothing.
Yeah.
You forked out big money for big-name players. Von Miller, by the way, has been – they showed I watched this. It was about 12-minute video clip of all the times Von Miller has faced Tom Brady. Well, Tom Brady's Superman. Von Miller is his kryptonite.
Yep.
That dude has hit Tom Brady a lot.
And he gave him a bloody lip.
Yeah, dude. He's Vaughn in the playoffs. He plays better. One, I mean, when he did it with Denver, he hasn't been healthy, and he came in. He was kind of like, man, we put all this money up for Vaughn. Like, what's happening? What's going on? Then the playoffs start, and Vaughn's been a beast. Because now who do you go after on that line? You got Aaron Donald getting double teamed. That leaves Von Miller one-on-one. There's not a lot of O-line that can stop Vaughn one-on-one. I mean, it's kind of take your pick of what's going on, and I would love to see the Rams go, but once again, if they just decide to just coast, the game's lost. They will lose.
Yeah, I agree.
Brady will come back for one more year. So,
what'd you think, Chris?
I 100% agree with like what Larry said. You know, the Rams have done it all season where they get a lead early and then they just coast. Like that's been the Raiders' MO too. And it's frustrated the ever living hell out of me because when did sportsmanship become don't run the score up? Bullshit. If you could score, you score. Like, dude, when I was playing football in high school, we were a AA team and we played a 5A school. This school beat the living brakes off of us. Like 72-0. We could not get down the field on this team because they were like half of their freaking senior class was pulled into D1 schools. Like they were damn good. But do you think their coach told them, oh, hey, this school's like way lower than you, but let's just coast. Let's just take it easy on them. No, screw that. It's a competitive sport. If you have the opportunity to score, don't baby it. Run that ball. Run that score up. Tear them apart. It's the only way you're going to beat the 49ers. If you give them life, they're going to breathe hard. Like this game is going to be a difficult game because the 49ers are coming in with so much confidence because they've beat the Rams, and they've come back from a 17-0 deficit to win 27-24. Like it's the Rams have to keep their foot on the 49ers' neck. The Rams have proven that they can put pressure on the 49ers, but they need to keep that pressure instead of backing off. Like it's terrible, I don't know. I do agree. But I do agree Cooper Kupp should be MVP. Like the dude was a beast. And honest to God, you put him on any team, doesn't matter if the quarterback sucks. You put him on any team, he's putting up numbers. You put him on the Jaguars, he's putting up numbers.
Yeah, he was putting up numbers with Goff. He's putting up good numbers with Goff, but obviously not these type of numbers. It literally shows the difference between Goff and Stafford, what kind of difference it's made for the team. And just the passion and the intensity that Stafford had on that final drive. Like after the game, they were asking Stafford about it, and he was just like, yeah, some of my teammates came up to me and they were just like, dude, you were scary. Like you were in a different place, like on that last drive. And he was like, I thrive on that. Like I love that. And Stafford even said, like, yeah, it would have been nice to be able to take 3 knees to end the game. Like to be up by the score that we were up by, just take 3 knees and end the game. He was like, but the way that we won the game, he was like, I like winning it that way better. He was like, it was like taking someone's soul. He was like, we took their soul from them. And I was like, damn, like he's saying that about Tom Brady. Like he's like saying that about like freaking Jones. So I think getting Stafford in there was well worth it. And the doubters that said that, he can't win the big games or he doesn't come up clutch, I think they're being proven wrong right now so far. And then obviously, we'll see with this next game. But as of right now, he's been proving the doubters wrong. And I think the Rams have capitalized on bringing him in and all the other ones that we brought in too. So the second game, the evening
Hold on,
game.
real quick.
Yeah.
I wanted to say something about Matthew Stafford, and when he, said he was snatching souls, which was awesome. But he also said this is the environment he wanted to be in when he came to LA. I want to be in close games. I want to show that I can win these games. I want to prove that when it comes down to it, I can do this. And he's done it. I mean, like you said, he's proven doubters wrong. I mean, he never had this. He didn't have this opportunity in Detroit. He never had the opportunity to actually play in these big games where they were down and, can we get points on the board to win and stuff like that. I think Stafford has proved that he should be a Hall of Famer and is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL and has been throughout his career. But playing for Detroit, he just didn't get that credit.
It's like playing for the Jets.
Yeah. But now you're getting this national media attention. Everybody's talking about how LA is doing this. And so Stafford's in the limelight now where it's like, Stafford's been doing this. They might not have been winning games, but Stafford has been doing this. I mean, the dude is the only quarterback in the NFL to throw over 5,000 yards twice. With Detroit, 1 year with Calvin Johnson, one with Kenny Galladay or something. I don't even think it was Kenny Galladay who was on that squad. Receiving core, it's incredible to watch him play, and his confidence is through the roof. And that's what I think gives the Rams the X factor going into this week.
Yeah, I agree. So yeah, going into the second game, and then we'll talk about who we think is going to win this coming weekend. So the last game on Sunday was the Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills. And this one, man, I tell you what, like they're saying that this should have been like the Super Bowl almost with how exciting it was. And the quarterback play was unreal. I don't think you can say one quarterback lost it for the other. I really think it was just overtime rules. And I think and we can talk about how we feel about the overtime rules, obviously, as well. But the last 2 minutes of this game in the fourth quarter, 25 points were scored. In the last 2 freaking minutes, 25 points were scored. And it felt like whoever got the ball last was going to win, but it went into overtime, and of course the Chiefs got the ball. So it's just like, overtime rules, whoever scores first wins unless you kick a field goal. If you kick a field goal, then the other team has a chance to either go down, kick a field goal and match it, or get a touchdown, and then they win it. And it happened to be that, you were playing against Patrick Mahomes, and he's just unreal sometimes on what he can do. I'm sorry, like he's almost not human. It's not fair. It's like a freaking glitch. Like he made this sidearm pass, and it wasn't like a long pass or anything like that, but he did this sidearm pass where he threw it under the defender's arm and it like curled around and hit the wide receiver like right in the hands. Like he threw it like a baseball throw, because I know he used to be a pitcher like his dad. And it's just like, that's just unfair. Like you shouldn't be able to do that. And a couple plays too, where it looked like he was going to get sacked, and he freaking was able to do something to get out of it and then throw a touchdown. Like it was like ridiculous. But something else I need to acknowledge, because obviously talking about Cooper Kupp and the numbers he put up, Cooper Kupp had like 8 catches, 186 yards, and a touchdown. Freaking Davis from the Buffalo Bills,
Gabriel Davis.
Yeah, he had freaking, I can't remember how many receptions, but it was 11 for 208 freaking yards and 4 touchdowns. Like, if you were the Kansas City Chiefs defense, at what point do you say, hey, maybe we should double cover that guy? Or, hey, maybe we should make sure when that guy is on the field that someone is, like, watching him. Like, I just don't know how you allow someone to get that many touchdowns and that many yards in a game against your team. And then Stephon Diggs, who people say is, like, one of the top wide receivers in the NFL, had, like, 2 catches for 7 yards. 7 freaking yards.
Because they were double teaming Stephon Diggs.
At one point, do you say, okay, we've Diggs is fine now, and you go and try to freaking cover freaking Davis. I don't get it. It blows my mind. But Kansas City Chiefs now 4th straight year they're going to the AFC Championship game, and they are hosting in their home field. And we all know why. But that's truth. It's not like I'm making it up. That's truth. That's factual. 4 years in a row. So obviously, some of the stuff from breaking down this game and then kind of talking about the Chiefs' legacy, Patrick Holmes' legacy, 4 years straight of going to the AFC Championship game. Let's start with Chris since he was booing them and thumbs down in them.
I'm always going to. They're in my division. Patrick Mahomes proved to all women that 13 seconds is long enough.
There you go. And proved that the Cowboys couldn't get it done in 10 seconds, but Mahomes was like 13, 3 extra seconds. I got this.
No. So their drive for that field goal took 1 second less than Dak Prescott's rush. Dak Prescott's rush was 14 seconds. Patrick Mahomes marched down the field to kick a field goal in 13 seconds. You have 13 seconds. Why is your number one defense with the top 2 safeties in the league not able to stop them? Like, that's what got to me. And then you got Tyreek Hill with the deuces as he's running past people. That dude's ridiculous how fast he is. It's stupid.
Taunting.
It was, but taunting doesn't end the play.
No, but it doesn't count as a touchdown either.
It would.
Yeah, it's
Because
still
the play
Or
still
does,
happens. Yeah, they would it would happen on the kickoff.
Okay, yeah.
So I don't know. I hate the Chiefs. I always will. I don't care, but I have respect for them. Like Andy Reid is the first coach in NFL history to take 2 separate teams to 4 straight championship games, because he took the Eagles to the NFC Championship 4 straight years, and now he just did it with the Chiefs. I will say though, Patrick Mahomes am I the only one that thinks that it looks like he shit his pants when he's running away from people? Like, have you ever seen that? Like
his face?
No, just like his pants are like sagging down and shit. Like,
Dude, well, it's his face, the face he makes.
Yeah. But no, the curveball, I've never seen anybody curve a football. That was insane to me. But, I mean, he threw a 91-mile-an-hour curveball when he pitched. Like, he had a 99-mile-an-hour fastball when he pitched. So his curveball was like insanely fast as well, and he had great control. And he's proving that great control as an NFL quarterback. The one thing that needs to stop is his brother and his fiance. Like, they need to just shut the fuck up.
Everybody says that. I don't even know who his brother or his wife, fiance thing is. Never seen him.
So his fiance at the game, when they kicked the field goal to go into overtime, she was in a skybox and she dumped like 3 bottles of champagne on fans and shit.
Hell yeah, dude.
They were pissed. Like, fans were livid. But
got sticky, bro. And
then his brother was the one that thought it was a good idea to dance on Sean Taylor's number when they did the memorial for him in Washington. Yeah, he did a TikTok dance on Sean Taylor's memorial. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. I've heard about it. I don't know what they look like. I don't
She looks like a horse, and he looks like a crackhead Kermit the Frog. I'm just being an asshole. Anyway, no, like, Patrick Mahomes is amazing, but I don't think he would have been good if he got picked up on like the Bears or another team, honestly. If he would have gone in the top 5 picks that year, he wouldn't have been as good. We wouldn't be talking about Patrick Mahomes right now. Just saying. The Chiefs already had a really strong team before, and Patrick Mahomes just meshed really well with that team. Now, the things that they've done over the past 4 years, being in the AFC West, it's frustrating. But I mean, it's I don't know. I'd rather see the Chiefs than the Broncos.
There's just mean salt in the wounds.
Yeah, dirty look from Larry there. But I'm sure he'd rather see the Chiefs over the Raiders.
Hell no, I
Like-
grew up in a Raider household, bro.
Oh, okay.
It's when I could actually celebrate with my dad and be happy. It'll never happen, but here's the hope.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. It's the Chiefs are just on another level. And they have been for the last 4 years. Hell, they were on another level the year before Patrick Mahomes came in. Alex Smith led that team to the playoffs. They didn't go to the AFC Championship because they lost to Tom Brady. And Tom Brady, I think that was the year that that was his last Super Bowl win with the Patriots, I believe. Maybe. Can't remember. But Alex Smith led that team pretty damn well. Like, that team was well coached, already had a plethora of stars, and then you bring Patrick Mahomes in, who is just on another level as a quarterback. They scored more points in 2 minutes, the two teams, than I think that's like one of the highest in NFL history, most points in 2 minutes in the final 2 minutes of the game. It's pretty damn close.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. So Larry, what did you think about the game and the Chiefs' legacy with the 4 years straight?
I have been waiting to talk about this. You play defense, Chris.
Yeah.
So let's say it's 13 seconds left. Just hypothetically, there's 13 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Okay, and you got to keep the team at a field goal position. And you're going to run a three deep man. Are you going to blitz 4 people and leave a tight end wide open? Are you going to leave arguably one of the best tight ends in football wide open, or are you going to blitz 3 and put somebody on him to cover him? Just hypothetically, what would you do?
I would rush 3. I wouldn't blitz anybody.
You would rush 3, right?
I would rush the 3 and step back and make sure shit's covered. So really quick, that's actually the thing that I want to bring up was that play. So Travis Kelce, they asked him afterwards what he said to Patrick Mahomes, and he's like, "Look, this is what they're doing. They're guarding the sidelines to make sure we can't get out of bounds." And I see this opening. This opening is here. This is what they're doing. And you hear Patrick Mahomes in his cadence behind the center. He looks over at Kelce and says, "Do it." Like, you can hear him say it. All he says is, "Do it." Drops back, hits Kelce. Like, nobody was guarding him. What the hell? So yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Larry.
No. It has been eating at me. I have watched football my entire life. I have never, ever seen a defense just not play defense. And then on the next play, you have Tyreek Hill, who just runs a slant route, and everybody just looked confused. Like, nobody knew what to do. The whole thing was just weird to me. I mean, yeah, Patrick Mahomes is good. I disagree with the statement that he wouldn't be good on Chicago. He'd be better on Chicago. He had to run for his life a lot more. That's the thing is with Pat Mahomes is not a fast quarterback. He's not. He actually, I believe he ran the same 40 as Tom Brady.
No, he was faster. Tom Brady was like 5.4 seconds, and Pat Mahomes was 4.8.
Maybe it was Manning then, something. But he ran it but he's not fast. Pat Mahomes is not fast. He's elusive, and that's what makes him dangerous, is the sidearm throw. We watched him do that in the Super Bowl last year, falling down, throwing the pass. Like, that's just what he does. That whole game was just baffling to me. But then I started realizing like I said, I believe sports are rigged. And here's my whole thing of why now, after watching the defense on back-to-back plays, this is why.
The number one defense in the league.
Yes, plays no defense. Like, give me a fucking break. Pat Mahomes on the Kansas City Chiefs won his 4 straight years in the NFL, 4 straight AFC championship games. But if he would beat Cincinnati and he goes to the Super Bowl, he plays the Rams, who was it 3-4 years ago when that game had 8
The
turnovers.
Monday night game, yeah.
I mean, that game we wanted a best of 7 of those two teams. That was the mustard and mayo game. You guys had those yellow uniforms on.
The color rush jerseys, yeah.
They had their ketchup uniform. It was fucking mustard ketchup. And that game was phenomenal. So this is a huge rematch. If Kansas City goes to the Super Bowl, the Rams go. It's a rematch game of that. The 49ers lost to Kansas City 2 years ago in the Super Bowl. It's a rematch game. Are the Bills going to generate a bunch of money going to the Super Bowl against the Rams or the Niners? Probably not. Kansas City right now generates money. They are the dynasty. They bring more money, more viewers. This is the most football has ever been watched in the history of the NFL. Or this last postseason weekend had the most viewers it's ever had. Buffalo, I think, got a steal in Josh Allen. And I think Buffalo did something right with Josh Allen. I'm not saying Drew Lock is Josh Allen caliber by any means, but Buffalo, what they did, because everybody says, we should have took Josh Allen. Josh Allen was dog shit 2 years in the NFL. He wasn't nothing. Buffalo took the time to actually develop their young quarterback and teach them a system and how to play. He's had the same coordinator since he's been in. He's had the same coach, and now he's playing phenomenally. And they played a great game. As far as the overtime rules, the game should have never been in overtime. Buffalo should have had that game wrapped up in regular time. Game should have never have gone, and it's because of that one play. You're on the 25-yard line, and that's the other thing. You're on the 25. Why did they kick a touchback? That doesn't happen. You kick it, take 5-6 seconds off the clock. Every time. Do a little squib kick. You now have 7-8 seconds. You put a defender on Travis Kelce. That game's a wrap. Buffalo wins. We're on to the championship. Buffalo versus Cincinnati. It'd be a great game. I just don't. The overtime rules don't bother me. I think each team should get a chance to get the ball, but at the end of the day, maybe you should be better and just not forget how to play defense. You look at some of these plays with Tyreek Hill, they were doubling Tyreek the majority of that game. Tyreek Hill was double covered. Tyreek didn't do anything until about the fourth quarter. That's when Tyreek Hill came alive. It was beginning of the fourth quarter. And they got him on that slant route where he did the peace sign and all that stuff. If you watch the defenders, if you actually go and watch that play, you have defenders on Buffalo. So Tyreek's coming here. You have defenders that are above him looking down at him and then turn around to look upfield. As Tyreek's in front of him, they could have made the stops. They didn't. It was a Madden glitch. The computer took over on rookie and said, "We're going to tackle this guy." It was a nightmare. And Buffalo, honestly, they deserved the loss. Sean McDermott called a horrible defense, paid the price. And I do like what Andy Reid did say. I mean, I told sometimes when things get grim, you got to be the Grim Reaper. That's some savage ass shit. And you like that. If you want to, that's how you light a fire in your guy's ass right there. You let him know that you have that faith in the quarterback. And that's what makes Andy Reid such a valuable coach. I mean, I think he just moved up to number 3. There are 4 on the all-time win list, something like that, or maybe in the top 8 or something.
He's up there.
Yeah. And he's done it with multiple teams. But that's the thing is he knows how to get his guys to play when it's crunch time. And he showed it, and he's shown it, and he's shown it. I don't like talking about that Bills game because it eats me alive because I have never seen a defense like that in my whole life. And you just gave up 25 yards on a play that if he would have caught it, he's tackled, he's got 10 yards. You lost 10 seconds. You got 3 seconds left. It's just horrible defense. Buffalo, as much as I was rooting for Buffalo to win for obvious reasons, because, fuck the Chiefs. Yeah, for real though. And apparently, his brother and his fiance fucked him too, I guess. hashtag whatever they are. I don't know who they are, dude. It is what it is. I guess that's what I've been reading. So I'm just gonna go with the flow. I'm gonna be one of those sheep people and just follow blindly. I give two shits less. I mean, I'll tell you this. I'll tell you, Pat Mahomes' fiance is not Matthew Stafford's wife. We'll tell you that right now. Matthew Stafford is giving out tickets to the game. That's badass. Yeah, I don't know. It really chaps my ass with how shitty that defense was. The rest of the game was cool. It was a great game.
You know what really grinds my gears? No.
Dude, that's it though. It's just that one sequence of plays, and Buffalo would be in a championship game, and I think Buffalo was strong enough to beat Cincinnati.
Yeah, that's very true. So, with this episode focusing on football and the NFL, we'll end things with our picks for this AFC and NFC championship weekend. So let's start off. The first game is going to be the AFC championship game. That's the early game. So the Bengals going to Kansas City. Like we talked about, Kansas City hosting the game again, which I think gives them a huge advantage. They were the only home team to win, by the way, on the divisional weekend, which was nuts in itself. That no home team could win other than the Chiefs. So home field advantage, Bengals going in. Bengals regular season, crazy good game, I thought, when they played the Chiefs. And they were able to beat the Chiefs. The Chiefs kind of made some questionable calls and decisions at the end of the game that kind of cost them the game. What do you want to say, Chris?
So before we jump into the picks, the one thing that we didn't point out about all four of the games that were played was every single one of the games. It's the first time in divisional playoff history that all four of the games were decided on the very last play of the game.
Yeah.
That's never happened.
They were all ended with game-winning scores every game.
Yeah. As time ended. And I did want to throw out there, my wife's asleep, so I can say this. Robbie Gould, there's a video of him, like after he kicked the field goal, they gave him the game ball, and he runs up to Jimmy Garoppolo and he just yells, "Fuck the Packers."
Yeah, dude. Yeah, he did.
Well, Jimmy G said that to him.
Yeah, Jimmy G said it.
Oh, was it Jimmy G that said it? I thought it was Robbie Gould that said it. Oh, I thought it was Robbie Gould that said it.
Well, he said it back to him. He said, "Yeah, F the Packers." So he was like agreeing with him. And I was just like, man, I don't know, that's kind of messed up. I was like, I saw that video too, and I was like, man, that's messed up. Like,
there's a lot of savage things that happened this weekend.
Robbie Gould is now 20 for 20 in postseason field goals.
The last time there was a kicker like that was Vinatieri.
There you go, yeah.
All of Tom Brady's kickers.
Vinatieri.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, all right. So bringing down the AFC Championship game, we'll see if Burrow, can keep the ice in his veins, if he can be Joe Cool Burrow or whatever nickname they're giving him right now for everything that's been going on with him. If the Chiefs can be able to contain, Jamar Chase or not, if they're going to be able to shut that down. Tyron, what's his last name?
Matthew,
yeah. I always mispronounce it just because how it's spelled, but he had a concussion in the game and was out in the divisional round, so I'm not sure if he's good to go, if he's going to be playing in this game or not yet, if they've announced. So that could be a big factor as well. So since we did our picks last time without Larry, let's start off with Larry, your picks. Well, your pick, just this one. We'll talk about the other one after, but just for this game, Bengals, Chiefs, who you got? How do you see it shaking down?
I mean, I think I want Cincinnati to win. I think it would be fantastic. What was it, that game? Burrow had 500 yards and five tutties. Is that what it was in that?
In the regular season game?
Yeah, 35-31. I think the Chiefs have a really good shot of losing this game. and yes, it said the Chiefs have a really good shot of losing. Just to clarify, I think this is their game to lose. I think Cincinnati's defense, Trey Hendrickson, he was, I believe, played for the Vikings for most of his career before coming over here, Cincinnati. So we've already been on Mahomes' nuts all night because of what he's able to do. I mean, the dude's he simply is incredible. He is a magician on the field, and he will one day. He will be in the conversation for greatest of all time. I think there's a very good chance he could pass Brady for most rings, especially with the way they've been playing. I just don't think Cincinnati can beat the Chiefs again in Kansas City. The Chiefs defense is playing good. They're gonna should be completely healthy coming into this game. The big thing for Kansas City to win is shutting down Jamar Chase and Joe Mixon. Make somebody else in Cincinnati beat you. And if they do, that was like what you were saying with Gabriel Davis and Stephon Diggs. We'll take out your number one guy. Make somebody else beat us. And Gabriel Davis had a first player to ever have 4 touchdowns in a postseason game. First wide receiver to ever do that. Make somebody else beat us. And that's going to be the Chiefs' mindset is we'll give you passes to these guys all day long. Make sure you can beat us with these guys. Cincinnati's standpoint, a lot of it's going to be containing the run game in Kansas City is non-existent. They have a run game sometimes. It's like Green Bay. Occasionally they run for 200 yards, and the next game they run for 2 yards. The big thing is shutting down Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. Is that asking a lot of a defense? It is, but it can be done, and that's going to be if Cincinnati's up to the task to slow him, to at least put a man on him. Maybe if you're in a 13-second game, you'll at least have somebody covering Travis Kelce. I don't know. Just ideas here. You guys hear this? I'm going to petition for Marvin Lewis to come back over here and coach Cincinnati. Maybe he can figure it out and help. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to pick Cincinnati just because I don't want the Chiefs to win.
Alrighty, fair enough. Chris, your pick and breakdown.
So you mentioned Joe Burrow having 500 yards. Jamar Chase also set the rookie record for receiving yards against the Chiefs defense, and they were healthy. He had 326 receiving yards. The dude is a monster. There is not a single person on the Chiefs defense that can guard him. They're going to have to double team him. And then that opens up Uzomah. That opens up T. Higgins, who is just as fast as blah brain fart. T. Higgins, he's fast. Whatever. I can't put names on there. I'm brain fart. It's okay. Yeah, yay. I'm tired. It's okay.
Raiders fans.
Huh?
Said Raiders fans. What are you gonna do?
No. Has nothing to do with that. Has everything to do with work. But anyway, I don't think the Chiefs have an answer for Jamar Chase. They don't. But I don't think the Bengals defense has an answer for Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, and Byron Pringle. That's the X factor that hasn't been mentioned. Like, yeah, Tyreek Hill's got the speed. Travis Kelce is arguably the best tight end in NFL history. Like, he's up there with Tony Gonzalez. Just my opinion on that. Like, the dude is ridiculous. Their key is they're going to have to stop both of them, but then that opens up Byron Pringle. And Byron Pringle has a really good relationship with Patrick Mahomes. So that could be scary as well. I could see this being a very high-scoring game, but I'm going to take Macaulay Culkin.
Oh, so you're going with the Bengals as well. All right.
I am, because fuck the Chiefs.
Of course, that's the only reason why both of you are doing that.
No, honestly,
if you
honestly,
think about
the
it,
Bengals. Go ahead.
Yeah, if you think about it, with the way things are working right now, I gotta grab my charger. you think about it, if the Chiefs win the AFC, they win the Super Bowl, our division looks fucking great. We're putting out Super Bowl wins. That's all I can say.
But see, Matt's division looks great too because there's two members of his division in the NFC Championship. So no matter
Fair
what,
enough.
he goes
grab
in.
my charger.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true. I'm going to go against you guys and go with the Chiefs. I think this is the end of the Cinderella story for the Bengals. Yes, Jamar Chase, he only needs 18 yards to break the rookie postseason record. That's it. 18 yards and he breaks the rookie postseason record for
He'll do it.
receiving yards. So he's obviously probably going to do that. I don't think they'll be able to hold him under 18 freaking yards. So, even with that and with the high that they're on, and like I said, they're kind of scary in the sense of like the Eagles when they won the Super Bowl. I think it's just going to be too big for them. This is only Burrow's second year, but his first time in the postseason. I just think it's just all going to be too big. It's going to be too overwhelming. And Mahomes, 4 straight years, 2 Super Bowls. Like, I think he's got more of the experience and calm and cool, and I think he knows as well that he's got to put the team on his back because they always have to outscore the other team because they know their defense can't do anything. They know their defense can't do dilly crap. Like, oh, it looks like his got turned off there.
His battery died.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably battery died. It looked like he was like hooking it up though. We'll have to see if he can get it back here after I break down what I was saying. But anyways, yeah, I think the Chiefs are gonna take it. So I'm gonna go against you guys. So I think it'll be another Super Bowl for the Chiefs to try to go and put under their belt. Would I love to see the Bengals in there? Yeah, because if the Rams go, I'd rather the Rams play the Bengals than the Chiefs. So who would I like to see in? The Bengals. But I just don't think their Cinderella story is going to continue. Let me see if I can invite him again. Oh, yeah, it says disconnected, so I'll have to wait for that. I don't want to stop recording on here because I don't know how to, like, splice them together or whatever, and don't want to do, like, 2 separate videos. I like having just the one video.
Makes it easier.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But we can at least talk about ours until our next picks until he comes back. Anyways, he can be the last one to go.
Well, one thing that I wanted to bring up, as you mentioned, is Joe Burrow's second season and Patrick Mahomes' second full season. It wasn't technically his second season; it was his third season in the league. But technically, his second full season, he won the Super Bowl. So
I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm just saying could be very likely. It's just a young team, Zach Taylor, young coach, first time being here, going from worst, not worst to first, but one of the worst teams to now being in the AFC Championship. So I don't know. I just think it's going to be too overwhelming and playing on the road. I mean, obviously they proved that they can play on the road because they beat Tennessee, but I just think playing in Kansas City is different than playing in Tennessee. So just even with the crowd noise, it's one of the second loudest stadiums, in the NFL. All right, so the second game, the evening game, of course, like we were saying, is going to be the Rams and 49ers. Third time that they'll be playing each other this year. First 2 times the 49ers have won and beat the Rams. They've beaten the Rams 6 straight times, so this could be a 7th. Going into LA, playing in LA, which is also a good thing. I feel like that gives us some advantage. The Cardinals game, the Rams fans came out. They were there. When the 49ers played them at the end of the regular season, it was kind of half and half for the fan base. Half 49ers fans were there, half were Rams fans. Will it be that way again? I'm not sure. I'm hoping it's gonna be more Rams fans again, like the Cardinals game. And the team again is pushing to have more Rams fans there. Obviously, we want to have the crowd advantage. We want to have the home field advantage for it. So I guess with all of that, you know, both teams know each other so well. It's kind of crazy, and they both play each other hard, and they are very competitive because same division, you know, rivals, big time. Jimmy G kind of still going in banged up. Debo Samuel going in kind of beat up from the Packers game. What's your pick, and how do you see it shaking down?
My pick is the Rams. I think the Rams are going to win this. Matt Stafford's going to go to the Super Bowl. Matt Stafford is going to get his first ring.
Oh wow! Spoiler alert! No. So
Yeah.
whether they play the Bengals or the Chiefs, you think you'd be able to beat either of those?
Yep. Their defense is top notch. So, but I would say really quick, Larry just said send him the invite again.
Okay.
So, as far as I'm concerned, like it is impossible to beat a team 3 times in the same season. Absolutely impossible. I don't care if they have a 6-0 record against them in the last 6 games, and that Sean McVay has not been able to beat Kyle Shanahan. I think this is where Sean McVay gets over that hump. I think this is where that defense just destroys Jimmy G. And I honestly think that the Rams pull it out. I think that they kind of learned a lesson against the Bucks and Tom Brady. And hey, if we let off the gas, we have a chance to lose. I don't think they're going to let off the gas in this game. I don't think it's going to be a high scoring affair. I mean, I could see probably 48 to 52 points between both of them. Honestly. So I'm thinking like a 28 to 21, you know, a 27-24, that kind of stuff, you know. It's not going to be a super high scoring game. It's going to be fun to watch, but I think the Rams pull it out. I think Aaron Donald, honestly, I think the Rams have more to lose in this game than the 49ers do. 49ers have been in the last couple of years, you know, and the Rams are just they're hungry, they're eager. Odell Beckham has really stepped up in the playoffs. Cooper Kupp has stepped up in the playoffs. Cam Akers looks like a freaking just a bullet out of the backfield, and he's catching the ball well. Sony Michel is still carrying like 3.8 to 4.2 yards per carry, you know, even with Cam Akers back. So they're the team to beat. I'm just saying it. They are the team to beat.
Alrighty, I like it. So Chris going with the Rams. Larry is now back. So Larry, Rams, 49ers, we kind of broke down the history behind it and all that's been going down. So what's your pick and how do you see it shaking out?
Here the Rams. I don't necessarily agree with Chris saying it's impossible to beat a team 3 times in a season.
It's never happened.
Fair enough. There's still a chance it could happen. We'll find out. I guess we'll find out in a couple of days. I just honestly think that the Rams are the better team. Chris did say Super Bowl. I won't disagree with that. I think everybody's kind of rooting for the Rams to go. You know, being back in the new city, it's time for them to win a championship there to show that the move was actually worth it. I just don't think that the Niners have a complete team. I know they played very well against the Packers, and they've played well throughout so far. One thing with the Niners is it seems like they can beat you on any front. Their offense can be shit, but their defense will stop you, and their special teams are going to block punts and score touchdowns. It's a good way to look at it. You know, if the Niners right now are winning not necessarily with skill. They're winning with a lot of luck. You know, that Packers game, Debo Samuel ran the ball. It was 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, and you run the ball with Debo Samuel, and he gets a first down, so you can kick the field goal. I just feel all around the Rams are the better team on every aspect of the ball. You take out Deebo Samuel, you got George Kittle. George Kittle had 4 drops in that game against the Packers. He had 4 drops. He does that again, it's a wrap. The Rams are just I think that Jalen Ramsey, for one, is arguably one of the best corners to ever play the position. Especially this year, he is shutting people down and consistently doing so. Aaron Donald, Von Miller, it's about the only people I really know on your defense.
Leonard Floyd.
That's the other guy's name I couldn't think of. Yeah, Leonard Floyd. I just don't. I think they're the best team in the NFL. I don't think there's a better team than the Rams. I really don't. I mean, Kansas City on one side, yeah, but I think the Rams are the most complete team in these next series, and I think that's what's going to win is they can beat you, and it all comes down to not being stagnant. Keep your lead, blow them out. Who cares if the media rips you apart for winning 100-0? Who cares? Nobody cares. Like you won. You win by any means necessary. You slow down. They've showed it. They slowed down against the Niners and lost. They slowed down against the Bucs and lost, essentially. I mean, I know they won the game, but you allowed Tom Brady to come back 23-0. What do you? I mean, you trying to pull the Kyle Shanahan here, the Atlanta Falcons? I don't know what you're trying to do. So I think as long as the 49ers or the Rams keep their foot on the gas, the Niners aren't going to touch them. It's just no way. The Rams have way too many weapons. You got Odell, you got Van, you got Higbee, you got Akers, you got Michelle, you got Henderson, you got Matthew fucking Stafford. Snatch. Yeah, dude. I mean, you got. I would love to see the dude snatching souls against the Grim Reaper in the Super Bowl. Tell me that wouldn't be cool.
that would be pretty cool. That was a good comparison. With that, obviously, I'm going to take my team, the Rams. I'm picking them to win. I think obviously the mistakes have to be lessened. I felt like when Cam Akers did the first fumble, fair enough. We had a big lead. It was not a big deal. And they wanted to get him confidence, so they kept on handing him the ball. But I think at some point they needed to put Sony in more. He didn't really get as many carries in the Bucs game as he should have. And again, I know they're trying to build up Cam's confidence, but Sony has proved that he can do it. Like, he's been just as good. So I think one thing they need to do against the Niners, get Sony Michel more involved. Secondly, if they stop the run against the 49ers, if they can stop Deebo when he runs it, or any of their running backs, Jimmy G cannot handle the pressure of Von Miller, Aaron Donald, Leonard Floyd. He cannot. He's not going to be able to get out of those situations. If the Rams get a big enough lead and they have to put it in Jimmy G's hands to win the game, then it's a wrap. So they need to be able to stop the run, stop it right off the bat, start off quick, get that big lead, and then I think we're set. And we could have a home field Super Bowl matchup, which would be nuts because it would be the second straight year that that's happened. So the Rams could potentially have a home Super Bowl game. And I was saying earlier, I don't think you were here for it, Larry. I picked the Chiefs to win, so I picked against you guys. But I would rather see the Bengals win, honestly, just because I feel like the Rams have a better shot against the Bengals in the Super Bowl than they would the Chiefs.
I heard you on Anchor. You're probably going to hear me later on going, "Hey guys, can you hear me? Hello."
So yeah, I mean, with that, obviously I'd love to see the Bengals go because I think it increases our odds more so than the Chiefs. Do I think we could beat the Chiefs? Yeah, I mean, I think we could do that as well. I think we have a legitimate shot, but first, obviously, gotta get by the 49ers. So we're all unanimous for the Rams winning. And then you guys had the Bengals, I had the Chiefs, so we kind of split on that one. So we'll see how those picks turn out. And Chris was always good at predicting how many sacks Aaron Donald was going to get. How many is he going to get this game, Chris? Come on now.
2, but Jimmy G's going to be sacked 6 times.
6 times. Damn. All right. Well,
And
You
he's
see
gonna
how
throw
giddy he got on that too? He's like, oh my god.
and he's gonna throw 2 picks.
oh damn, man! Just complete meltdown.
Jimmy G will throw a pick 6.
Yep. To
He'll
either Jalen Ramsey or Eric Weddle.
He'll throw a pick 6. You were saying, Larry?
Absolutely.
See, and like, I know we had this conversation. I think Jimmy is a good quarterback. I don't think he's a great quarterback. I think he's super overrated. He's shown that he's done both. He's shown that he can't win games when the ball's in his hand. He's also shown that he can win games when the ball's in his hand. The problem is you don't know who you're going to get at quarterback. With the way the Packers played the run game against, Eli Mitchell of the Niners is a really good running back, and he was stuffed. But Jimmy G, I think, can put up points as long as he has a run game. If there is no run game for the 49ers, Jimmy cannot win this game. I don't know if he'll get sacked 6 times. I think Donald will have a couple. I think Miller probably have a couple. Floyd might get in there. I would like to see Jalen Ramsey get a sack. I think that would just make my day.
Have him get a pick and a sack? Hell yeah.
Right? Well, my brother is a huge Niners fan. So obviously for the Niners to go would be pretty cool just for that aspect of it. I know I got a buddy who lives in California and he hates LA teams, so he hopes it's not the Rams. But at the end of the day, the Rams are they're just playing great football.
Yeah, the defense, again, like I said before, has stepped up in the playoffs. I think they took that last game against the 49ers in the regular season personally. And I think, to be honest, they're still holding on to it for this game. Like, I think they're going to use that as motivation for this game. Like, Aaron Donald's going to be like, remember what happened last time? We're not going to let that happen again. Because the defense in that last game in the regular season, if they stop them with only a minute left with no timeouts, if they stop them on that final drive, the game's over. It doesn't go into overtime. But our defense let up, and they came and they drove down the field in a minute and tied it. So, yeah, I think the defense needs to take it personally. They need to hold on to that and use it as motivation. I think it'll help. So only talking about NFL this time, like I said, because we want to get in. Yeah.
I want to say this. Aaron Donald needs to bring in that suit he was wearing in those commercials, that invisible suit. An incredible edge, dude. You'd have an incredible edge against the team.
That's true. That would help a lot.
Where's Donald? What's up, Coach?
Just,
that's freaky. He's just sitting there like smiling at him, all creepy.
all you see is a head floating around.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, that wraps things up for us. I think, focusing on football is fun, especially with the playoffs for a whole episode. I think, we only have two more left, the championship games and then the Super Bowl. So you kind of have to soak it in, take it all in while we can, because then after that, it's going to be, talking about all the other sports that are going on. So, and we didn't get to mention about like the Saints coach like stepping down and stuff like that. So, some stuff that we kind of missed that we didn't get to talk about, but we had plenty of other stuff to cover with the playoffs right now. So, and plus,
next week is an off week. We can talk about the games, and then we can also talk about who got snubbed in the Pro Bowl. Patrick Surtain.
Baseball Hall of Fame.
Yeah, Baseball Hall of Fame. Yeah, with baseball being shut down, it's funny that they're still doing that. But yeah. So as always, we end our show with our hashtags. We got our hashtag Earl Thomas.
Still not signed.
Hashtag Cooper Cup for MVP. So,
and then hashtag 30 for 30.
Florida Gators. 30 for 30 Florida Gators.
Tell me you guys wouldn't be into that, though. Like,
I'd watch it. 100% I'd watch it.
Yeah, I would watch it too.
Yeah, I think it would be interesting.
He's so wild.
As always, you can catch us on YouTube. You can look at our beautiful mugs, or you can listen to us if you prefer to not look at our lovely mugs. And you can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, just any of the major podcast stations will have it, so you can listen to it, share with your friends, loved ones, just anyone that you run into, maybe that just likes sports. Just be like, hey, do you like listening to podcasts? They say yeah, just throw it out there. Me and Chris sometimes do it at Pins and Nails if we have somebody that's talking sports with us. So just throw it out there.
Go to Pins and Nails and don't invite me. Thanks.
We work there.
We work there.
We're security, bro.
That's dope.
We're actually looking for another security guy if you want to come down. We'll be working Friday, Saturday until 2 a.m.
We'll talk about this after the podcast.
Perfect.
All right. So as always, we'll same time, same place next week, and until then, we'll catch you guys on the flip side.
Later.
Peace.